What up? You know what time it is. You with Coach Vic at the DB Lab. It's teach tape time, all right? It's teach tape time. We're getting ready to start the season, so I want to go over some things with you guys about the technique, about the press technique, which the kids are probably going to use. I'm gonna say 80% of the time. So we like to really dial in and be very detailed about that technique, and so that's what we're going to use right here. I'm going to go over this technique with you guys. All right, so before I get started here, we're gonna go. First of all, we're gonna go stance and start. All right, so this is my kid, LaRue right here. LaRue is in the 2025 class. He has major offers, Oregon, USC. You know, he's gonna be a top guy in the country one day. All right, and his partner right here is my kid, Jonah. And Jonah also is going to be one of the top guys coming out of JUCO next year with offers. So, you know, I try to keep high quality guys with high quality guys. We train all levels though, but I do try to do that to make sure that each one of the guys get good work. So right now we're working a drill. I call it press and fit 2. This is my thing called press and fit 2. I'm a firm believer in making sure that when we train, for 80%, 75 to 80% of our training is going to be in what you're going to actually do on the field, and then how to be successful in that, okay? And so this is our press technique, okay? So LaRue has his stance and start. He has his eyes in the right spot, right? He has a great posture. He's sitting down great, so he's activating his glutes and his quads. So you got a little more full lower body recruitment there, which is going to actually help us to be really fast and really quick. And you'll see here, he's a tall, long guy. He's about a 6'2.5" kid, plays corner. So so we want to be able to sit down. Those guys have a problem with sitting down, and so we want to make sure we over exaggerate those guys sitting down. Okay, this is your typical prototypical cornerback right here. This is what the NFL guys want. This is what the top institutions, college institutions want, okay? And same as him. This guy right here is another six footer, okay? My kid here, so Jonah. So we got a stance and start is good. His eyes in a good spot. Hands in a great spot. I like his hands right here because you can react there. I don't like his hands to be poked out, sticking out here up, because it puts pressure later on in the game. It puts pressure on your lower back there, so we don't want that problem. All right, and then we have good spacing with our feet. All right, feet are not too wide and not too close. Okay, he's in a really good spot here. So we call it press and fit 2. We're gonna go through our progression of being of the press technique. We're about 1.5 to 2 yards off. You see that? So we like to react. I use the inch back with a kick. Okay, some guys like to do the kick step. All right, some guys like to do that as well. You can do that, and we actually use that, and we do that with our training sometimes as well, depending on what the coaches, what defensive coordinators, what school they go to, and what defensive coordinators want to see and want them to be able to do. Okay, so we do work that a little bit. He's going to work a little bit of that, and then he's going to work a little bit of the inch back, and he's not going to give too much ground. But we want to keep our leverage reestablished until the receiver commits. If the receiver doesn't commit, then we're gonna stay in our proper place, which is, you know, half man inside of the receiver, you know, and waiting for him to try to push through our cushion. He does that, we're gonna give him a hand, and then we're gonna go through transition with him. All right, when we go through transition, I like to make sure that we play at. I mean, you have some coaches like to be on top of the receiver, and that's cool. But if you do that, then you lose 80% of the routes, because usually, technically, analytically, most of the bulk of the plays when it comes to route running and something catching the ball and all that good stuff, and numbers come from 20 yards and under. So nobody's really running go routes like that. So you protecting yourself from, you know, maybe 6% of the game, and you're losing another, you know, 90% of the game. Okay, so that's how I look at that. So with the analytics, I use that to go with how we approach this as far as where we are, our defensive back is. So he's not severely on top, but he's not all the way crazy underneath, playing too crazy underneath. We're doing a little bit of both. So you'll see that. You'll see a lot of our guys. All right, here we go. All right, bam, here we go. So I don't like him getting too wide, but he still has a good firm base. So I'll let him go. I'll let him deal with that, because you have to also think about, this is a big guy. This is a big 6'2.5" kid. Okay, so bam, got him a nice hand. Okay, he got a nice hand on the guy. All right, he's his base is amazing. Look at this, feet still close to the ground. I like my kid's feet too far off the ground because it's hard to move. You get stuck that way. Look at the other foot, the left foot, still into the ground, right? Still into the ground. Nice sturdy base, okay? Now, if the receiver want to do anything, speed release, whatever, he got to go through me to do it, okay? So good hand there, all right? He's reestablishing his leverage. So that's our inch back portion of that. Reestablishing his leverage. He could have hit him again if he wanted to, but he didn't. We went into phase with the guy, got the hand on him, bam. So my goal here is to make sure that I make sure LaRue, and I have LaRue make sure his chin is dropped, because then it'll keep his chest down. I don't like his chest popping up, but if your chin pops up, which means your eyes are popping up. But I don't tell them that with the eyes, because sometimes they do little funny things. So I just tell them to keep their chin down, and it'll keep their chest down, okay? Because I like him to still be able to, he has another, 6 inches of length he can use with that punch if he just keeps his chest down. It allows him to get longer there. And he's already long, guys. Allow him to get even more longer, okay? So, bam, all right? So, there we go. I like to make sure that my guys' feet don't touch when they're kicking, because you don't want to cross over. And so he did a good job here not crossing over, which allowed us to be in a great spot here. All right, this allowed us to be in a great spot right about here. I'm going to show you. Bam, right here. See this? So we're not crossing over. No crossing over. Bam. Now we're in a good spot. See, now we're on top again. Or we're even with them, right? We're even. Or we can, now we're in a spot where we can allow ourselves as a defensive back to pick the leverage we want. Whether we want to be half man behind, whether we want to be even with them, or whether we want to be on top. Because we had the right kick here, or the right push, however you want to call it, we're allowed ourselves to pick our position, where we want our positioning. Now, because LaRue is a 6'2" guy, right? He's a 6'2.5" kid. His limbs are very long, right? So if he ends up half man behind too far, I'm not concerned, because it's very hard for the quarterback to see that the receiver is open. Because also LaRue can run, right? He's a corner, he can run, right? And so when you have that, then you have the ability to really take a guy away with just leverage, and not necessarily being able to having to be physical or anything like that. Well, we want to be able to be physical and switch it up, but you don't have to be, because you have your length and your height, right? He can use, okay? So here we go. So now he chose to be on top. Here we go. So we work on top, we work even, and we work half man behind. That's how we do it here. We work all the spectrums of that leverage, okay? And then I will have the receiver do is just break down. All right, we do like 3 breaks or whatever, and it allows our DB to get used to breaking down and get used to that violent movement that he's about to see, that he's seeing currently. Also, in this, you see how his shoulder is right here. That is directly that directly correlates with that chin being down. When you had that chin down, you also automatically put your shoulder down. Now, I used to not put too much emphasis on it, because normally most guys can do it. But when you start dealing with a lot taller guys, you have to put emphasis on that. And one of my guys in the NFL came back, Chris Steele, he came back, and he was talking about that, keeping that shoulder down. And I saw what he meant about it, because it helped him out a lot, because he's also a bigger kid, a bigger athlete. And so it helped him out big time. So I make sure that, especially when I'm dealing with my bigger guys, I emphasize that. So that's another benefit about when you send your guys to the NFL, you send your guys off to bigger colleges. They come back with great information, man, and we get to take that stuff and play with it. Okay, so this is a good leverage for him. I like this leverage. Bam. I don't like the hand right there, but you could use it. You could use it if you know how to use it. Use it. I won't teach all of my guys this, but if you can use it, use it. Yep, good job. And then break, done deal. Okay, that's what we do there. So we go through it again. You can see it. I'm not gonna stop too much here. Bam, bam, bam. Now, with a big guy like that, you want him to sit down when he's running. You want him to be able to accelerate and deaccelerate right away. Accelerate and deaccelerate right away. Okay? So that's what we're doing here. Let's see some more of our other guys right here. Got my guy Ty right here with my other kid, Justice. And so Ty has some amazing feet, man. Really, really good feet. And his leverage, look at his leverage. So this is why I kind of want LaRue at right here. LaRue is good, but if I can have LaRue do it over, right, which we will do this weekend, I want him to be able to bend a little bit more, because it allows us to get a little more length on our arms. And, Ty is a, 5'10" kid. So, he needs to have every bit of that length. He got to be able to use that. So here we go. feet. Look at that feet. All right. So what I have here is I have the receiver taking the DB laterally first, like we're gonna like it's called a spray release, or it's gonna be just a speed release, right? So you want the DB to feel that speed release and see what that's gonna feel like, right? And then you have them coming back and give them a little work, a little basketball work right there, right in the basketball gym. But Ty did a great job of committing to the spray. You got to commit to the spray. You have to, and then being able to be balanced enough to come back and reestablish yourself and reestablish your leverage and get a hand on. Okay, there we go. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. Done. That's the drill. Here we go again. Spray. There you go. Bam, bam. Good eye placement. Good job. Okay. Here we go. We got my man Charlie right here. Good feet. Now, thing about Charlie here is I want Charlie to be able to, we'll see it again. I want Charlie to be able to sit down and not pop up with the receiver. Here we go. So this is good. So Charlie's, he'll learn this, but he's isolating with the receiver. He's too high. If the receiver does that, you don't do that, right? You got to stay low and be about here. He needs to be about 6 inches lower. See that? It's not good. I don't like that. Bam. We can fix that, though. Damn, here we go. Bam. So this is my guy, Jonah, right here. Good job. Let's see it again. Good job, spray. Two-hand punch. Good job. I like him to see him a little seated a little bit more, but it's okay. He has good leverage. He's not super leaning far over here, so he's not going to fall forward, right? Bam. Look at that. Good job. There you go. There you go. Good job. Done, man. Good eye placement. Good movement right there, fellas. So here we go. This other guy, Jordan. Yep, there you go. Sit down. Same thing with Jordan. So Jordan kind of popping up with him as well. I want Jordan to be a little lower than that. Be about 6 inches, maybe a foot lower. No, about 6 inches lower. Be about 6 inches lower than that, and really being able to really allow yourself to be able to react to whatever movement he has. I don't like the isolation up too high. Okay, so we're gonna work on that. That's part of the process. Okay, that's part of our development of the other guys. Here we go, Jordan again. There we go. Done. All right, so that's the drill. And we call that press and fit 2. That's what we call that. We do have a number 1 to that, and we do have other prerequisites to that drill. We have a couple of drills, and I'll go over those drills with you as well, you guys as well. But that's kind of one of our ending drills that we finish off with after doing so many other drills. We have like 5 other drills we do before that to get us to this point. But I just want to show you guys this, and as far as your press progression. So there you go. Hope you can take this, run with it, and grow and get better. All right. Let me know what else you guys want to see. Also, let me know if you want me to review your film. I can do some of that stuff live too. All right. So hope this helps. Also, go and check in if you see this on Instagram. Go to the YouTube and subscribe. And if you subscribe on YouTube, go to the Instagram and follow. All right. Here we go. At DB Lab Coach Vic, we out. Yeah.